So the last will be first, and the first will be last. It's Matthew 20:16. That's the end of the parable of the vineyard workers, where a vineyard owner comes out to hire workers at 6 a.m. in the morning. The workday back then was 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And he offered the workers waiting for hire 1 denarius for a day's work of 12 hours. Well, he picked up the first load of workers, but then he went back at noon for more. And he got another brand of workers, brought them back, and said he would pay them what is fair, what is right. He went back again at 3, went back again at 5, an hour before the workday ended. And then when the workday ended at 6 o'clock, he paid the workers who had showed up at 5 o'clock 1 denarius. This got the people who started at 6 a.m. thinking they would be making more, but they got 1 denarius also, to which they grumbled and were not happy. They thought since they worked all day and these other people just came in an hour before, they should get more money. And when I used to read this, I used to think the same thing. I used to think that's not really fair. That's just not fair. But when you're looking at it through a worldly lens, it's not fair. But the thing is, we are told to seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. Now, if any of those workers had not bothered to show up seeking work that day, seeking to be useful, they would not have gotten hired. If they had given up because it was too late in the day, like, oh, I guess I'm not going to get hired, I might as well go home, they would not have gotten that day's wage. But the Lord is faithful. This is something that is otherworldly. It's not of this world, because we're thinking in terms of what's fair based on our moral paradigm that we've kind of created in this construct based on human wisdom and logic and all these things. But we're living in an age of grace, and his desire for everyone to be saved, for everyone to be useful, for everyone to work. The Bible tells us you don't work, you don't eat. So he wants to give a chance for everyone to work who is willing to seek work. But maybe some trials kept them from getting there at 6 a.m. Maybe some had longer walks to get there. Maybe some just were dealing with things, so they were a little bit late, but they did not stop seeking. You know, we're told to finish the race, to persevere in doing good, even though times get tough. And our faith is being tested in these days. But if you keep seeking work, God is faithful and he will provide. And it may seem like it's unfair to those who have been working all day, just like the older brother of the prodigal son, who was angry that his father was sacrificing their golden lamb, their best lamb, to have a party to celebrate the prodigal's return when he had wasted all his dad's money to go live a life of perversion, and then came back because he was blind to the fact that he should have been resting in his father's grace all along. But he was spiritually blind. So it's a spiritual blindness when we look at these things in terms of what's fair and what's not, because it would be fair for all of us to be separated from God forever, because we all follow the flesh more than we follow God. But God is graceful, and if we seek him, he will allow us into his kingdom, and whoever is first will be last, and whoever's last will be first. As long as you keep seeking him, he will get you in the line, and we'll all be there in the same place, God willing, if we accept the grace of God shown through Jesus Christ on the cross before the day runs out. So keep seeking him, keep seeking work until the sun sets each day and in our lives. I pray this message finds you well. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.